Welcome back, guys, to a brand new Palworld news update. Today we're going to be talking about an update from the CEO, talking about the game and the servers, and also a little bit of a link to Pokemon, just saying about like things that wasn't their intention and everything. It's just some interesting news to share. Now, hopefully this week, guys, with a new upcoming week, we will see a new update. I don't know how often they're going to release patches, if they're going to do it on a week-by-week basis, or if they're going to do like every 2 weeks. But I expect to maybe see one next week, and I will let you guys know when it happens. So if you do enjoy today's video and get all the news you need to know, make sure to smash that like button, and please consider subscribing to the channel because I bring you guys daily Palworld news every single day, all the stuff you need on survival games that you need to know. And if you do want to get yourself a server on any game, it could be Palworld, it could be Ark, it could be any game possible. I have the link in the description. If you use my link, it supports the channel. Anyway, let's get in with the video. So, Palworld Dev. So the first thing we're talking about is the servers. So, Palworld Dev CEO jokes server fees and could bankrupt the studio after it spends a certain amount of money, and they vowed to never let the servers go down no matter what. So, obviously, this is something that is not going to happen because they're making loads and loads of money, but I think they're just sort of going into depth about how expensive this is. So I will be leaving as I always do with every video, all the sources that I have. I'll be leaving the links in the description down below for those as well. So anyway, so it cost a pretty penny to support so many players at once. So Palworld is a very, very expensive game to maintain on the server side, according to the Pocket Pair CEO, who joked recently that the monthly expense to keep the servers running could bankrupt the company. Now, of course, that's not going to happen. They're making big money, but obviously, I guess they have to be careful because if they keep the high player count up, it's fine. But then obviously, over time, if it gets a little bit lower, they'll have to. But they're still like chilling on like 1.3 million concurrent players just on Steam alone. And like you think about when they launch a brand new like creature or new content update, that is gonna fly up. So they said in a tweet, he shared an image of what appears to be the rapidly rising cost of Palworld server maintenance, adding via Google Translate, wait, maybe they'll go bankrupt due to server fees? In a reply written in English, Palworld lead network engineer said, following the order to never let the service go down no matter what, we've prepared servers without regard to cost. That is crazy. We will continue to give our all to ensure players can enjoy to the fullest. $478,000. And I guess that is a month, right? $479,000 a month. I think this is it. So assuming that's the monthly cost of running Palworld servers, and the image posted indicates this month costs, which are up 359%, that would equal out to almost 6 million USD per year. Although that amount is likely to fluctuate each month with the migration of players, it does give you a very rough figure as someone who's never launched an online game to see how the success works. It's absolutely crazy. You think it's good because we want as many players. I like doing this while I'm doing a video. I like to check the Steam stats live straight away, and I'm just doing it on my phone. I might start doing it on my computer so you guys can see, but as you can see right now, on a Sunday, it's still the #1 selling game. It got dethroned once by one game for 1 day. I don't even know if it was for a full 24 hours, and it's still straight back to #1. I mean, Counter-Strike's got a lot of players today. It's got 1 million players. But, I mean, they're still, 1.3 million. Just chilling on, like, that amount, which is crazy considering, fair enough, it dropped 700,000 from 2 million. But as I said, some people don't tend to stick to games too much. But I think the fact that right now, Palworld, it's like Pokemon, right? So you can literally, like, have... It doesn't become just the story and the levels you've got. People just play the game to have their pals. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so... And a survival game to hit these numbers is one of the most crazy things ever. And as the dedicated servers get released, it's just going to become more and more addictive. So pretty much, although it's a staggering number consider, it shouldn't be a huge surprise that Palworld is costing, how much Palworld is costing, a pretty penny. Within the weeks from launch, it passed Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy, and Elden Ring to become the biggest Steam launch in history, and it's quickly encroaching on PUBG's world record for the high concurrent player count, which I don't think that's going to happen. It would be amazing to see, but I think PUBG's player count concurrent was 3.2 million, and obviously Palworld hit 2.2 million, I think, as the absolute maximum. But that's pretty cool. And also, it says the latest stats have added the figures from its Xbox launch. It's becoming the biggest third-party Games Pass launch ever, because I think they've got over 7 million concurrent, well, not concurrent, but 7 million players that have downloaded Palworld, which is just insane. So that is pretty much what to talk about as for the player count. Something I wanted to mention was about Pokemon and Nintendo. So the Palworld producer says we have absolutely no intention of infringing upon other intellectual property of other companies. They went on to say, so the producer of Palworld and CEO of the developer of Pocket Pair has reiterated that Palworld developers have absolutely no intention of infringing copyright upon other companies. Right from Palworld's initial reveal, it was dubbed on the internet as Pokemon with guns, and it's not hard to see why. Like Pokemon, players are going to be able to, capture cute and quirky creatures known as pals. Monster collecting mechanics in games always tends to lead to Pokemon comparisons, but particularly since Palworld's launch, some people have criticized the designs of certain pals and have pointed out similarities to existing Pokemon designs. In a new interview, the CEO goes on to say, it also dabbled in somewhat direction. So, I mean, I think one of the things is with this whole thing is, they actually went to talk on a little bit like Ark. He says, although we did reference the Pokemon series as a great predecessor of its genre, Palworld feels completely different and a completely different game, which is why people realize as soon as they play it. We'd even see that Palworld is a lot more similar to Ark Survival Evolved in terms of game mechanics, which I've definitely seen. But one thing I think is, I know if there's anyone watching this video that's a huge Pokemon fan, I'm a massive fan of, I'm not a fan of people stealing ideas, because I could imagine as someone who has let's say I do a video and then I see that someone does a very, very similar video to me and literally sounds like they're copying it word for word. Happened in the past. It has happened in the past, and I'm like, I'm not really a complainer. I don't really care. I sort of I don't mention it. I do see a lot of people call out other people for certain copies, but I just don't really care. But I could see how it would be annoying for Pokemon to see them doing well. But at the end of the day, if you don't take these opportunities in life, someone is always going to come over and want to take the top spot. And we've all been dreaming of a game like this since we were kids, right? And that's why it's so popular. More updates and so much more could literally make Palworld the game we've all literally wanted for years and years and years. And I mean, it's that already, but what I mean is they have so much potential to grow it into something even better than it is right now. So I personally feel very glad to be at a stage in my YouTube career where I guess I'm always still going to do Ark, as I've mentioned, but I feel like we're sitting on something so great here, and I've been battered and bruised by Ark and Wildcard sometimes with their promises and their false promises and fails and stuff. And for me, it feels really nice to be working on a fresh game and sort of have a new, everything feels like a whole new journey at the moment, of course I'm still going to be uploading Ark videos, like I said, but it feels like we've got this fresh dev team that we don't know too much about at the moment. We're slowly getting to learn them, and we don't know how successful they are at getting things out. So far, they've been great. They've released massive patches, and they're slowly going through these patches, which is brilliant as well. So really, I feel like we could be sitting on something great with a great dev company, a great dev team, and hopefully to years and years of success of Palworld. And it deserves, for me, some people say when you play the game, you look at the game, so many harsh critics saying it looks terrible. I think it looks great. I don't see it has. Yes, it has its bugs. Yes, the servers go under strain sometimes, but that improves over time. If you compare the beginning of Palworld, I know the games are different and requires different. Requires a lot less system requirements like Ark does. But if you compare the beginning of Ark to the beginning of Palworld, they've all had very similar starts as well. It is crazy how bad Ark would run at the start compared to the issues that Power would have. And of course, we're always going to complain about things that if you lose your stuff or fall through the map, yeah, that is literally, it can stop you from playing the game for an entire day. You can get that annoyed. So things like that need to get patched, and they will. But as for like Ark, I mean, I used to lose like hours and days of content I'd worked on, and it was just so painful. So I think they've had a great start. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future for the game. And I'm just waiting for that first big patch to get announced, which hopefully could come in February. I don't know. It depends on the bug fixes and the state of the servers. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date all week, as always, on Palworld. Leave a like, subscribe. If you want to get yourself a server as well, link will be in the description. I'll catch you guys in my next video.